Greetings friends and fellow cigar box guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here, and I've gotten a lot of questions recently about how to install a psycho knob into a 3-string cigar box guitar. So this video here I will attempt to explain and demonstrate and show you how to install one of these psycho knobs. So right off the bat, you need to go to cbgiddy.com and buy one if you want to install them, but they do come with instructions, and I'll be honest with you, I've never read the instructions, but they do have diagrams if that helps. One thing that I do about it is there is a potentiometer on the psycho knob here. You can kind of see that it's on that little blue little chip there. It's got a little and what I do is I maximize that, because that is the trim pot for the distortion. So if you counterclockwise it, it's less distortion, but if you clockwise it, it's maximum distortion, and obviously we want maximum distortion. All right, so this video here I'm going to walk you through how to install this thing, and then obviously we will demonstrate how it sounds. All right, here we go. So right off the bat, we're going to notice that there's three. There's three groups of wires. The first one is the battery. So that's self-explanatory. The next one is, and notice how it's got input. So it's got the wires labeled, and then the other one is output. So the input is the pickups, and then the output, we're going to send this one to the potentiometer, to the volume control. So that's pretty much it. Pretty straightforward. You have battery, you have the pickup coming into it, and then the output going to the potentiometer. And of course the grounds are going to be tied together. All right, so let me show you what I mean. This particular build is a transparent box. So the psycho knob is installed here in the corner, and then I do have the potentiometer and the output jack. So there are two pickups here that are wired in parallel. I have the piezo and the single coil. Now both of these are wired together, and they go to the input side of the psycho knob. So you can follow this wire here. This is the single coil hot lead, and it is connected with this guy here, which is lead from the piezo, which is underneath there. All the grounds are grounded to the back of the chassis of the potentiometer, and then I have a jumper that goes from the potentiometer to the jack there. So everything is grounded to the potentiometer there. So both pickups, wired in parallel, go to the input of the psycho knob, and then the output of the psycho knob goes to the input of the potentiometer. That's this guy here, to the input side of the potentiometer. And then of course the output of the potentiometer, the center tab here, goes to the jack. That's this guy here. So it's pretty straightforward. The main thing is you want everything to be grounded. That's the main thing. So again, two pickups, one underneath here, and then the single coil go to the input of the psycho knob. The output of the psycho knob goes to the potentiometer, then the output of the potentiometer to the jack. Everything is grounded, and then now we're going to test it out. The way I test these out is pretty simple. I just plug in And then I turn on the amp, and I put the thing to flanger. That's just so I can hear it. And then I turn up the gain. That's just so the amp can be nice and loud. And then, obviously you can turn it up or down to verify that the potentiometer works. Nice and quiet. Nice and loud. So, here's the psycho knob. So right now it's in the low gain position. And again, the piezo, you can tell if that's working by a few different ways. You can do that, or you can just so that tells you the piezo is working. The way to tell if the single coil is working is you just take your soldering iron and you get it near. That'll tell you. Or you can get a drill. So that's a lot of fun. So that's how you tell if the single coil is working. Then last but not least, you want to check all your gain stages. So right now it's in the low position. Then I get one more click. A little louder. A little louder. A little louder. Psych! All right. That is a thumbs up. Yay! We got it buttoned up, strung up, set up, tuned up. Now we're going to tear it up. So the strings are the 44 gauge tuned to E, the 34 gauge tuned to B, and a 26 gauge tuned to E. So the strings are still stretching, but I wanted to let you hear it acoustic. All right, so let's plug this bad boy in and hear it plugged in. These are the settings on the amp. Here's the psycho knob. Volume control. So here's acoustic. Here's the amp. So this is the clean sound. And notice how I have the tone knob there? Because that is the tone. Alright, so first off, clean. click of the Psycho. Next click. Next click. Ah, you can hear the clicking. That's the RF frequencies. And finally, super extreme. So that, my friends, is the Psycho knob. So if you are psycho, you need a Psycho knob. I'll see you in the next video.